To begin, I just want to say we're about to record a role play session for the purpose of our Unit 12 assignment for CM 564.
Okay.
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for coming in today.
Hey.
So, in our last session, you completed a few different career assessments. What do you think about us reviewing the results of them together today?
Yeah, I would really like that. Curious to
Okay.
hear what it says.
Yeah. Now, before I really go over these assessment results, I want to tell you that they've all been found to be pretty reliable and valid, especially for you because you fit into the normative sample for each assessment. Basically, that means that the assessments were originally tested overwhelmingly on people of a very similar demographic to you: American, English speaking, Caucasian, young adults, or adults. So, obviously, it doesn't mean that the results are 100%, and that's why we'll discuss whether you think the results are appropriate or correct for you.
Okay.
Great. So, the first assessment that you completed was the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or the MBTI. This is a really popular personality inventory that divides people into 16 types based on the combination of traits they exhibit. Your results placed you in the ENFJ type, which means that your personality is dominated by extroversion as opposed to introversion, intuition as opposed to sensing, feeling as opposed to thinking, and judging as opposed to perception. You understand all those words so far?
Um, a little bit questioning about what's judging.
So that means that you like things organized and planned.
Okay. All right. Then that makes all sense to me.
So people who belong to this type, this ENFJ type like you, they're often thought to be warm, compassionate, and supportive, loyal and trustworthy, really highly empathetic, likely to value harmony and cooperation, and they're usually seen by others as sociable, personal, and responsive. Do you agree with the description of your type?
Yeah, it does sound pretty accurate. I'm definitely more of like the extroversion with all my friends. I'm always like talking to everyone and I'm always, you know, but I definitely feel like this is very valid.
Well, that's great to hear. Okay, so the next assessment you took, that was the strong interest inventory. And that's an assessment that measures a person's interests and it aims to guide people towards education programs or careers based upon those interests. We usually expect that results will verify some previously expressed interests and that they'll also introduce new possibilities to explore. How does that sound to you?
Okay. That sounds pretty good.
Do you feel like you've kind of gravitated towards certain careers or educational programs so far?
Well, I always liked counseling, so I've always gravitated towards like things that relate to that.
Yeah, so that's kind of why these assessments are great because it can see if you're drawn to counseling and validated by the results. Um, the general occupations theme section, for example, of the strong interest inventory, it measures 6 broad interest patterns that can be used to describe one's work personality. Your highest theme was social, meaning that you're likely interested in people, teamwork, helping, and community service, and that you may be drawn towards work activities that involve teaching, caring for others, or counseling.
Yeah. The only thing I don't really like is teaching, but other than that, yeah, I've definitely gravitated towards community service. Like I'm a volunteer at an animal shelter, and I've done a lot of little things like that, so I can see this.
So you like to help people.
Yeah.
The occupation skills section of that assessment that identifies jobs held by people with whom you share common interests. And in that section, your top 5 occupations were speech pathologist, social worker, mental health counselor, elementary school teacher, and production worker. So I know you said you don't like teaching, but what do you think about how accurate that is in general?
I also am not really interested in speech pathologist or a production worker, but other than that, I like the social worker and mental health counselor.
And that was number 2 and 3, social worker and mental health counselor.
Also, still seems pretty accurate.
Next, you completed the Work Styles Assessment, or the WSA. The WSA is a self-assessment of workplace personality characteristics related to successful job performance. A benefit of this assessment is that it allows people to gain a better understanding of their work preferences or how they tend to approach a variety of workplace situations. So from your results, your highest ranked working styles appear to be persistence, dependability, analytical thinking, innovation, concern for others, achievement, social orientation, cooperation, leadership, and initiative. So the assessment would suggest that those characteristics could be considered your core strengths and preferences. I wonder
Okay.
if you could link your desired field of counseling to those working styles.
Um, yeah, I think I could. I definitely think, with like the concern for others and like social orientation, leadership, cooperation, like I feel like I do that, counseling others.
Anything from that seem not accurate to you?
Um, no, I think it seems pretty accurate.
So far we're doing pretty good with these assessments and you relating to the results, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't really
Yeah.
trust this.
You didn't trust it?
No, not really. I never understood how a assessment can predict my interests and likes by something that's so generalized to everyone.
I think that's really valid. Like I said in the beginning, these aren't 100%, but they can be useful at least to get us thinking, to get you thinking about your interests, careers, and school programs that you can take that match your interests and your skills, or what doesn't work for you.
Yeah, so I still thought I would take a chance, try it out.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Okay, so the fourth assessment you took was the self-directed search, or the SDS, which provides people with a three-letter code to help them find occupations or fields of study that best match their interests and personality styles. Your letter code was SCE, standing for social, enterprising, and conventional. You scored highest in the social category, and social types generally enjoy being around others and helping others with their problems. Social individuals are often drawn toward careers that involve helping or counseling. So there's that word social again that's coming up for you a lot in these assessments.
Yeah, it really is. That's surprising.
It's surprising.
It's surprising that all the assessments are somehow coming up with the same results or similar results,
I
even
wonder
though
how
they're
they're
so
picking up
different.
on that. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I find that interesting that, taking so many assessments and they're still kind of like so similar in different ways, picking up the
Yeah,
same.
that is interesting that social is in almost all the assessments that you took,
Yeah.
and you agree with that. So finally, the last assessment you took was the Career Thoughts Inventory, or the CTI, which tries to measure an individual's dysfunctional career thoughts to improve the quality of your career decisions. So in your results, you identified that you agreed or strongly agreed with statements like, I can't be satisfied unless I find the perfect occupation for me, and I worry a great deal about choosing the right field of study or occupation. And finally, my achievements must surpass my mother's or father's or my brother's or sister's. So according to the assessment, those thoughts might interfere with your career decision making. I'm curious what you think about that.
Well, I feel like some of it is valid. I definitely bec went into counseling and loved counseling because I felt like it was definitely a goal, something that I liked, but also something that, went stronger than my parents and my sister. That, like they were like proud of me for going farther than that. But I definitely loved the career, so I know that still all in the right mind of picking the career, just that I wanted to pick something that was surpassing them.
Making your family proud and out, kind of like exceeding their expectations is important to you.
Yeah, and they definitely have high expectations. So I feel like because of those high expectations, I felt like that push to want to instead of like feeling like I need to surpass them, but kind of like I had that their high expectations made me want to go higher in life and go farther.
We've gone over a lot of results here, and these results might give you insight into your specific strengths and challenges. What you're saying right now is that a potential challenge of yours, suggested by that last assessment, is that you might face anxiety related to living up to your family's career expectations.
A little bit, but I think that I still love what I want to go for, so kind of like I can overlook it for the most part.
Well, two of the strengths from these assessments appear to be that you're a really social person and that you're driven to help others. These strengths, as we talked about, were consistent throughout all the assessments you took, and it would seem to be a great benefit that you picked an educational and career path related to counseling because that correlates with your interests and your values and your want to help other people.
Yeah, sounds like a good strength.
Hi, Melissa. So given all the information we've gained through these assessments, I think a career counseling theory that might be effective in addressing your needs and challenges that we'll work on throughout our time here is social cognitive career theory, which holds that the concepts of self-efficacy, outcome expectations, and goals are believed to be responsible for an individual's attraction to or disinterest in certain career fields. So by using this theory, we can further analyze how you became drawn to fields that involve helping others.
Yeah, I actually would like that.
Okay. All right, so we'll work on that in our future sessions together.
Sounds good.
Melissa, would you like a referral source that you can use in combination with visiting with me to help you meet your goals?
Yeah, I would like that. What does these offer?
So there's a great place called PA Career Link Chester County. I've visited them myself, and some of the services they offer include staff-assisted help with resume building, interview skills, and determining skill sets. The center can also provide you with information about job fairs and connect you with training programs to help you gain new job skills. So hopefully with their help and our continued collaboration, you can hopefully plan a career path that's just right for you.
All right, sounds good. I would like to check that out.
Okay, great. So I'll make sure to give you their, specific information before you leave, their website, their address, and their hours of operation. I'll write that all down for you.
All right, I appreciate that.
So to summarize our meeting today, we've talked about the assessments that you've completed, the results of the assessments. We talked a little bit about your strengths, being a really social person, wanting to help people, and some potential challenges that you identified from these results, like maybe a fear of not living up to your parents' expectations. And we also discussed a specific career counseling theory and a resource you can use. So I know we've gone over a lot, and I'd love to know any questions you might have.
No, I think we covered a lot. I think everything seems pretty self-explanatory.
All right, great. I'm going to send you home with the assessment results too, so that you can look them over. If you have any other questions that you think about before our next meeting, I'd love to hear them.
All right, sounds good.
Well, thank you again for coming in today, Melissa.
All right, no problem. So when are we gonna see again?
You want to meet next week?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. All right, great. I look forward to our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.